What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage, Magnificent 7, Episode 5. We hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce, and we got two of the greats. The Larrikins here in Australia. They're rippers.
We'll
How are we,
take that.
Sauce? Who we got?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are we, fellas? The lads from RipnCollect, none other from up north. They're, delight to have them on the show. They're doing some great things. Obviously, featured in some newspapers, which is, I mean, you make it in the newspaper, you've
down
done
here
all right.
too.
I know.
It's straight, mate. All over. I think we got a message from Tyson Beck, and he's in Perth. He was in Perth, and we were just like, "What the?"
We didn't even know.
Nah, our website just starts pinging off. Like we were getting all these notifications. Like, what is going on? And then
how did the traffic shot up, did it, on the website?
Bro.
Just bang.
It was a lot of traffic, but a lot of people coming in and bringing booklets of old Pokemon cards and just saying, "Do I have the $1 million Charizard?" And we're like, "Oh, that article didn't do us justice."
The news did a great job of saying that everyone's got a $1 million Charizard.
Selective.
Yeah.
You had to tell us about the grading aspect, did you, mate? You had to break it.
We had that in there, but I think they just liked the dollar sign.
Exactly. Yeah, we told them all that. They misheard it and they only heard $1 million. So
surely, well, they probably didn't, but I know I would have. I would have got that laminate. I would have come in and just said, "Boys, you got to sign this." Like,
mate,
come on,
we have signed a couple, to be honest.
Yes, let's go. I love that. Get that graded. Freaking V-frames are getting graded by PSA. Might as well grade the article. Why not?
Might be worth something one day.
Right? Let's do it.
Put it on an auction house. No, but it was awesome. Yeah. Great to see it. First and foremost, for people that don't know you, introduce yourselves and just give us a bit of background on how you both got into the hobby.
Yeah, for sure, bro. So my name's Benny. We got Benny, and I'll let Blakey introduce himself. Yeah. He's used to me doing everything for him, so
man.
Yeah, so I'll let him take the reins here. But yeah, I'm Benny. I've sort of been in the hobby for about 1.5 years now. Oh, no, I'm underplaying that. It's been about 2 years now. Pretty much started COVID like a lot of other people. Earlier on in my days, I was a big rugby. I loved playing rugby. Loved the actual sport. So I'd go and I'd collect all the Tarzo cards out of the chip packets. I started off that sort of stuff, and it was all, again, looking back on it 10 years, I never thought it would be a thing. And then obviously through COVID, I had come across a couple of the Melbourne Storm boys. So the 4 Point Collectibles boys, I had a good interaction with Jerome Hughes, Kenny Bromwich, absolute G, and big fan of Pappenhausen as well in Sandor Earl. But yeah, just started watching some of the stuff that they were doing and following them on socials, and just really looked up to them, I guess, and thought, you know what, I'd like to, open up some product and see what's inside. So literally started opening up packs of NRL cards in my bedroom and just started to do like videos just to see what it would sound like and look like. And I was just having so much fun doing it, which then brought me to the point where I was like, it'd be cool to do this like the 4 Point boys and like a few other people. So, started to try and round up a few of my mates. And that's when I contacted Blakey, and the rest is history from there. But so I'll let Blakey introduce himself, and that's sort of how I got into it, and we can sort of elaborate from there.
Well, yeah, I'm Blake, as Benny said. I got in the hobby literally because of Benny. So he started his break page, and I just wanted to support one of my mates. So I jumped in a couple breaks, and before you know it, I was hooked, line, and sinker. But before that, I was collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So way back in the day when I was a kid, I was fanatic for Yu-Gi-Oh. So. But yeah, I'll let that move on to the basketball cards now. Now it's
everyone's got something that they collected back when they were younger. For me, it was Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards, and I did used to collect the Tarzos. Specifically, there was like a Dragon Ball Z ones that used to come out of chip packets. I don't know if you remember those. They used to, and I think I might even still have the collection. I think I still have the collection somewhere. Right? That's how ridiculously you got that collector in you, and you just stash that stuff away. I mean, I was going through a cupboard and I found a 1990 20 signed Essendon cards that I actually got signed hand in person. Completely forget,
Wow.
AFL, thinking, forgot
They're
that I had
worthless
them.
anyway. Shit.
Worthless anyway. I'll tell you what, the
Move on.
conditions about a PSA 3 on them because, I had them when I was like, 8 years old.
Yeah.
So,
have you guys ever held on to anything thinking that it was going to be something when you were younger and it's come on to be nothing? Like, I remember I held a tin of WWE cards from 2008 and I still kept everything in the package and everything. And I had them in like my shed and like they were just in old storage. And it came to me because everyone goes, oh, I was just looking through my stuff and I found this and I found that. And I was like, I swear I've got them somewhere. So anyway, I had a look. I opened up the tin and it was full of ants. Ants had gone. And I don't think the cards were like chromes or anything like that. They were trading cards or whatnot. They were probably $20-$30 from Kmart or whatever. And again, at the time, didn't really have that intention. But that's what popped to mind then. Have you ever had that? Put anything, stash anything away?
Yeah, I had all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards stashed, and then my old man threw them in the dump when we moved houses. And then we start RipnCollect up, and I'm like, hey, Dad, where's those cards? And he's like, oh, you're just a couple months late, mate. They're in the dump. Like,
it was funnily enough. Like I went through the only thing I kept. I still got all my original Pokemon cards and stuff. I'm lucky. No first edition stuff, but I went to my mum's when I was moving out, and I go, oh, there was like this tin, and me and my sister, we had heaps of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and we remember that we had a tin where we mixed fake ones with real ones, and I was going through them, and my sister had the Kyber starter deck when she was younger, and I had the Yugi starter deck, and I was going through them. I found her Blue Eyes White Dragon, had a crease in the foil, and I was shattered because they're first edition. So it was the first edition.
Was it LOB?
Blue Eyes. No.
Yeah.
So, and then I kept going through. Dark Magician's there. My Dark Magician in mint condition. I don't know how it wasn't creased. There was no bends on the edges or the corners.
Was it
sleeved?
sleeved?
In a sleeved.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't sleeved. Not sleeved. No. Even the hollow, is like perfect. The hollow hasn't even got scratches on it. So I quickly just straight into a sleeve and a top loader. Yeah. So that was actually a few months ago.
That's a good find.
Oh no,
that's awesome.
So what do you both collect? Is it now? That is like.
Yeah, so Blakey's just started up. I'll talk about my collection. So
we know Blakey. It's all about the Ant-Man. He's all about the Ant-Man.
I'm about everything.
He's diversing now. But yeah, I when I first got into the hobby, I was just, and I'm still very much the same now. I just collect players of cards. I collect cards of players that I grew up watching. That have made a couple of highlight reels. I'm not necessarily banking on their longevity. Maybe they had one or two good seasons and whatnot. So. I'm collecting Blake Griffin. He's one that I'm sort of honing in on. I've also got when the products were released, when I first came into the hobby, I was pulling a lot of Jarrett Culver. So I went hard on him, and he hasn't really paid off now. But again, it wasn't because of that. It was because I landed a couple of like Mosaic Genesis, a level 4 Jarrett Culver. So I was just like, this could be my player. So. That's why I've gone back to going, I just want to collect my guys that have a couple of highlights on the reel. So I started off, my big main grail was like the Conor McGregor. I had a Conor McGregor auto card that I held on to forever. And that was sort of just like my grail. And then just before he lost to Dustin Poirier, I traded it for all these Dragon Ball Z Heroes cards, which I've now sort of, fell for. So I've dipped into the Dragon Ball Z Heroes and I can't get out of that. So it's sort of Blake Griffin. Chris Middleton is my other guy. And then I've also got a big love for the Dragon Ball Z Heroes as well. Don't understand really what they are, but just the artwork on them.
The art is sick, yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And the way that they're also processed, and they're not produced the same way as the other cards. They're an arcade trading game, so they're not a TCG. That's just there's a couple of really cool things about it. So not just the cards themselves, but the background behind them too.
You like the rare shit, eh?
I like the rare stuff. I like the shiny stuff, man. Like hollows, silvers, golds, whatever.
He's like a kid.
They call me the Scarecrow. I got it to 10. I actually got it to 10 premium hoops gold. It's like a Mojo Prism. And I actually got that one given to me from one of the boys in the shop here. So again, like I can't express how grateful we are of the community that we've built here. We've got like 8 staff members now. We've got probably a handful, like about 50 regular customers and guys that just come in weekly to either have a chat or show us their cards or their pickups or so like even just being in the store, everybody comes in, they ask us who we collect. We've had guys come in and just go, oh, this is your guy here, take this, take that. So, and there's been plenty of times where it's reversed the roles too, and you absolutely make people's day. So again, that's what it's about for us, about having fun, giving back. And
I love that. We'll touch on your community in 2 seconds. Blakey, what are you collecting at the moment?
Where to start? At the moment, I'm trying to collect the Dragon Ball Super signature series. Yep. So Tournament of Power and Assault of Saiyans, I think it is.
Yep.
I'm trying to collect all the big characters' signatures,
Nice
which
set.
is gonna set the pocket
you
back
want
a
them
bit.
graded? You don't want them raw?
I want them raw, to be honest.
Yeah.
I want to collect the whole set raw and then grade it, and then obviously if I get all 10s and 1 9, I'm gonna have to offload the 9 to get the 10. Bit of OCD there, but Dragon Ball Super.
Talk about your jailbait collection.
Oh, I didn't want to bring that up.
I couldn't let it pass. So go on.
I started a new collection of people that have gone to jail. So or going to jail. So it's not really it's not a.
So you get a Henry Ruggs?
I've got a Henry Ruggs to 10.
Bro, he's getting them all while they're like dumping.
Give us who else you got in there? Who else you got in there?
Only at the moment. Only at the moment I've got Henry Ruggs and a KPJ. At the moment, I'm still.
Where's the OJ Simpson? We've got to get an OJ Simpson.
I want an OJ.
He's got a Tyson. He's got a Mike Tyson.
I got a Mike Tyson.
Yeah, so he can join the collection.
That's elite.
I've got a Deshaun Watson for him.
Hey, that's it. Anyone that's going to jail, hit me up.
Yeah,
I'll
short
buy
print jail cards, baby.
Not officially. Not officially. Some of them, but I'll tell you what, it's not a bad PC. All I'm going to say is 2 days after that Henry Ruggs incident, I went on PWCC latest auction and there was just full of Henry Ruggs autos and short prints and like it was just someone must have just been selling the whole collection. I don't bloody know.
Yeah. I don't think there's much you can come back from a scenario like that. Whereas
he's gone for
Kevin Porter Jr. He's actually come back from when people were selling his cards for next to nothing. They actually missed out there.
Yeah.
Like that Henry Ruggs, it's an Obsidian Auto PSA 9. I picked it up for $26 to 10.
I'll tell you what, the jailbait set could be a winner.
It's definitely like, there's not many of them. We've got to get him a Mark Jackson. Though those guys are in jail, aren't they? Maybe Alex Hernandez.
Just anyone that's in jail. Send them my way.
What about the NFL bloke that used to play for the Patriots, mate?
Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez. Mate, you could. I like.
I'll get one of those.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah, I'll end up with one of those.
Okay, maybe check in again in 6 months and see
where it's at.
That's it. That's an interesting concept.
We'll get a little display stand with all these bars in front.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I like that.
Get them all next to each other. Is it death row?
But I must say my main PC is Giannis. He's my go-to man. Anything Giannis, I'm obsessed. So,
and how did you become that? How did you get that obsession?
You like this? Because I pulled. So in my first ever break, I pulled Bucks. I pulled a Giannis My House. It was a silver variant, and that just stole me straight away. And big Giannis fan from that. So I started diving in, buying rookie cards and going broke doing it. So
Bucks fan.
Yeah. I got the Bucks in 6 tattoo, mate.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
Bucks in 6.
You should have seen him when they beat the Nets because I was going for the Nets last year. And he was in the shop and I saw him on the security cameras because we got cameras everywhere. And I was just watching it and he didn't know I was watching him and he's standing up. Yes, slamming the ball down, fucking kicking the bench, everything. I'm like, bro, calm down. I think it wasn't a tense series, but
you put it in your Insta story. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. And I stitch him up wherever I can.
It was
Don't
hilarious.
You worry about that.
That's what I love. Now let's talk about obviously the passion project,
Yeah.
which was a dream, you turned it into a reality. And what was the process of getting RipnCollect from a dream and idea into a store and making it a reality?
So, like, I was talking to Blakey about this yesterday, and we have sort of mentioned it on our podcast before, but like, and as corny as it sounds, we weren't saying mantras or anything like that in the mirror, and I think Blakey did. But yeah, like we literally just wrote it down when we were at a point of struggle with the breaks from home. We weren't really feeling it was Christmas time. There was lots of stress, lots of work. We both got second jobs as well, so everything was going on. And we sat there and we wrote down a few different things and what we actually wanted to do and where we wanted to take it. Previous to this, we'd been breaking about a year and never done it before. And about 2 months, after writing this out and just saying it to each other quite a lot more often, we actually, do you remember the original plans was to,
we wanted a sports bar. It didn't even have to do with like cards or anything.
A shop. Yeah, it was more so we're like, let's open a sports bar somewhere. And then we're like, oh, we could combine the two because they're quite, comparable or relatable. We can combine them. And yeah, we're going, we want to shop in Burleigh. We want to have a spot in Burleigh. Have you boys ever been to the Gold Coast?
Yeah.
Have you been to Burleigh?
I don't think so. It was a long time ago.
You guys, if you guys come up, man, we'll take you out to Burleigh. It's a primo spot. But yeah, we'll have a little coffee shop in there, so you can come in during the morning, pick up some cards from breaks or whatever, and then at nighttime it'll be a bar. So that's what we set out for, and we probably said it to each other for about 2 months, and then we're at the point once again where we're struggling, and we go, do we just give up? Do we stop?
Well, actually, it was the week prior to actually getting the shop. We both sat down. We both said to each other, we're going to give it this last week. We'll give it everything we got. If the breaks don't feel, if nothing happens, then we're going to call it quits, because we put in a lot of effort and no reward.
Yeah.
So we were just like, it's getting to the point now where we're just staying stagnant. We're not moving forward. We're not moving side. It was just still. So we sat down, had that conversation, and honestly,
like 3 or 4 days later,
we got presented with the opportunity to move into this shop. And when we come and had a look at it, there was already a basketball hoop here. So
as soon as we walked in, we just went,
where's the contract? Where's the contract?
So yeah, we got approached by some investors that wanted to back us. They could see that the passion that we had behind it and what we wanted to do. And there's room for card shops here on the Gold Coast, especially places where everybody can go. So that's also sort of the background into it as well. And that sort of has always been with us too. Like I said from the get-go, like we've always been about having fun. The cards are so much more than just the cards, or we take it serious when we need to be as well. But it's all cardboard. It's all fun at the end of the day. We literally sat down from each other and go, you know what, let's maybe give it up. But as mentioned, we got approached about 3 days later, and since then we've just been off and running. And even at the beginning, we were still unsure. We were just going, is this going to work? Is this not? And then we'd get little opportunities come up, like coming down to Sydney and meeting the likes of you boys and just surrounding ourselves in the hobby. And we thought, why not? Like, let's just do this. Let's fly down to Sydney, put ourselves on show and try and introduce. And that was one of the best things that we could have done too, because there was plenty of other places up here in Queensland that could have went down, but they necessarily didn't. So we were sort of the only ones we were one of the couple that did come down from Queensland. And we got such good feedback from that and grown everything from that too. So I guess that sort of dips into the next part, which was like the culture, which is a big part of what we've been trying to create. When it comes down to it, man, like we just put the passion into it because we enjoy it, we love it, and we just come up with ideas. Sometimes we don't go ahead with them, and sometimes we do. But yeah, there's even from the beginning when I said that we'd break boxes, like we saw people breaking boxes, but using iPhones with a wall behind it and all that sort of stuff. And again, I'm not taking shots at anybody if they do that or anything, is each to their own. But I just thought that there was so much more to the production side of things and so much more to the experience. And if people are paying premium dollar for it, you want to be having fun doing it and everything. So it all comes from the breaks. If you go back and watch any of our breaks, we talk a lot of stuff. We try and have as much fun as we can. And that's just transitioned into all the events and things that we do. So like we thought, like similar to car meets, car. So like, car fiends, they all link up once a month and they all do, show off their cars and everything like that. We're like, why don't we just do that on the Gold Coast? Now we've got somewhere that people can all commune to and actually share it around. So we had our first trade day and even our opening night. Sorry, we go back to that. Like our opening night, we had people out the door.
There was probably 80 people here.
Yeah.
There was out in the car park, all inside the shop. It was nuts.
And then that sort of led into the next event, and we sort of kept building the hype on that. And the more people that we had down here, the bigger cards we had. We just kept pumping into that. And like I said, we wing it a lot of the times that we do it. But we have fun while we're winging it too. So if there's not much that we can lose from doing
unplanned madness that works out. Sounds like it.
Yeah, baby. That's
planned in a sense, but it's good that you've spoken about which is what you need around a hobby shop and a card store, which is community. And you do throw events on like trade days and trade nights, and you've done a little. If anyone wants to see their store, go hit up their Instagram page or their TikTok page. They've got like a little bit of a walkthrough in there, and you can see what it looks like. They've got a lot going on. They got a, you can elaborate on some of that stuff if you want to. But
we got the basketball court.
You got the basketball court. It's a good setup. It looks like when you walk into that store, just seeing the footage, it looks welcoming and looks like there's a lot of things that you can do in there. There's other stuff to do in there than just cards, and it's more to have a socialize. You might come down there with a mate, meet a mate down there at the local card shop, go in there, rip some cards, have a frothy, and do some other things. You might hang out there for an hour
mate, we've always got live sports up as well. So there's always live sports on, and we've always got the NBA, the NFL, whatever's trending at the time. We'll put on the fights on Sundays and have beers with the boys and stuff. So
it's literally a big man cave, eh?
Yeah, we enjoy every day that we do it, man. Like it's so
I love it. I love the story, the perseverance, and obviously someone's taken the opportunity on you because they've seen the potential that you've had and how hard you were working, and you've built this community, and now it's gone really well for you. And not for anything, the decision to go down to Hobby Hangout in Sydney and put yourself out of your comfort zone where a lot of other people didn't do that, to get recognition. And like I said to you before we jumped on this podcast, I said we had great feedback from Anthony Collects, who was there, who met you boys, and a few other people. Obviously Cherry met you as well. They're based here in Melbourne, and they said that you guys were awesome, amazing passion, high energy. And I'm pretty sure you recorded your first ever episode of the Coach Carter podcast as well at the Hobby Hangout.
It was number two.
Number two. That was our second potty, and it was a
there
live
you go.
one.
But you pushed hard. I'm not trying to flatter you boys. You're very modest.
You're doing a good
I'm
job
blushing,
of it,
mate.
mate.
I'm
You're doing a good job
Yeah.
of it, mate.
But I'm just saying, it's just the story out
He's
there.
just trying to get you when we go up there to give him a free frothy on tap, mate. That's all. He's just buttering you up, mate. He's just buttering you up.
I need him to butter me up because Blakey doesn't do enough of it anyway. So
it's more for people listening out there, like that. And this is why we wanted to do a series like that. And it's to spotlight people within the Australian card community and the great stuff that they're doing and the great people that are involved in it. And, it's a story out there for if there's young kids that are listening to this or anyone else that's listening to it that want to start their own card shop or want to get into online breaking. Here's an example. Here's a story. 100%. This is how it's panned out. So it's awesome stuff. And congratulations on that front, boys. It's
thank you.
Very, very good.
Boys. Means a lot.
Next thing, just one logistical thing, which is always something that we love asking card shops and breakers. It's just like how you go about sourcing your product.
Yeah.
Because it can be very difficult.
100%. Yeah. So we've always had issues with this, like probably most other people. But yeah, so from the beginning, when we were breaking at home, we were playing with our own money. We were investing our own money. A lot of the time. So we would go off the US card sites, Blowout Cards, DA Card World, everything like that. And then the odd product, on Facebook and whoever's selling on marketplaces and eBay and whatnot. And now that we've come into the shop, we've got a couple of other staff members on board. And one of the really good things about that is that we're able to designate roles towards people. And so we've pretty much got a guy, and that's his role is to source product, to find a way to get the product in. We don't have any partnerships or deals with any wholesalers or anything like that, but his job is to go on eBay and those sorts of auction sites to go on and have a look and see what product he can find at a decent price, so we can have it here in the shop. So yeah, that's sort of that. There's no tricks around it. Like, there's no bullshit about it. I guess it's probably how most of the other people get it. But I think the best thing about it for us is that we don't have to necessarily worry about it too much, because we've got we've got our mate who will do that. So yeah,
that's awesome.
We get sent the orders before they're approved, and we give them the green tick.
Yeah, and we ask customers, what are you guys looking for? And then we'll go give that feedback to him. And then next week it's in the shop. So
please in the community, Saucy. That's what they're doing. You know, I like that.
We try.
I like that. It's very nice.
It's always difficult. We've had others speak about this on the show, and you know, other people in card shops and even breakers and things like that, just trying to source product. It's quite difficult. At times.
It can be a sensitive subject, but like like I say from the beginning, we're as transparent as we can be with everybody and what we do and every way that we present ourselves, whether it's here in the shop, whether it's on stream, whether it's on podcasts, whatever it might be. We're more than happy to open up and tell you guys anything. Like I said, there's no tricks to it. If anybody else wants to try that, they can go do it themselves. But
they won't last long.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason I don't do it anymore, man. It's just
a tough world.
Yeah, it's stressful. Yeah. It's all of the above. So I just leave that to him and worry about myself.
Very nice, very nice. Interesting. You had an awesome concept that went ahead, and when I saw it, the promo come up for Cardladder, I thought, shit, that's a real good name. I like that. That's very catchy, very good. So give us a bit of insight.
Recognize real, brother.
Yeah, that's it. So give us an insight into what Cardladder was, how it went. Is there going to be another one in 2022?
100. Yeah. So pretty much Cardladder was an event that we were sponsoring. We were a part of it. It was a 3-day event weekend. So the first night was going to be hosted by us, and we had organized a rooftop bar at Rhapsody Resort and Surfers Paradise. And once again, couldn't speak highly enough of those guys. They've been they've been really, really good to deal with, and amazing facilities there. So if anybody comes up after December 17, make sure you check out the Rhapsody Resort. But yeah, we were going to do a box break there. It was actually going to be a National Treasures and a second edition Pokemon booster.
Yeah, base set 2.
Yeah, base set 2. Sorry, first edition.
No, base set 2.
I'm the basketball guy. So yeah, so we had the National Treasures on the Friday night, and then the second day was actually going to be a golf day hosted by PSG. And for the listeners that don't really know who or what that is it's a new grading company here on the Gold Coast, Platinum Standard Grading. And again, go check them out, psgrading.net. That is their website. That's a little plug for them, as well as their all their socials are PS Grading. And those boys were going to launch and host a golf day, give giveaways and do everything like that, just have beers, lunch. It was like a long lunch sort of thing. And then on the Sunday, we were going to wrap up the whole weekend with one of our trade days. So they always go off. We get close to 100 people. And that was all based around, originally that was based around the hobby hangout event that we were going to have here in Brisbane on that weekend. And then due to COVID restrictions and all that whatnot with crossing the border, they had to postpone that. But we had already organized that all before it. So we decided to try and go ahead with it. Unfortunately, at that time, it was like the grand final of the NRL as well. And if anybody remembers, there was lots of COVID numbers rising, and they were talking about restricting numbers. So we unfortunately had to reschedule that Cardladder event for February next year, which is when the next hobby hangout is in Brisbane. So that's going to still be taking place. It's going to be attached to the hobby hangout, which is going to be more promotions to it. We couldn't stay put with the National Treasures box, so we ended up opening that up a couple of weeks ago. And did you boys see what we hit?
Oh, sure.
I may have overreacted.
Mate, there's no such thing as overreacting when you pull a LaMelo RPA to 75.
The reaction was so funny. Fuck, it was funny.
Mate, it was like
because when they flipped the card,
you
like
should have seen behind the scenes.
I seen the last card. It was all I seen was LaMelo Ball, and I just fucking
ran off.
I just ran away. I was like, oh my god.
He ran away, threw his hands up, and started lip syncing. It's LaMelo. It's LaMelo. And I'm like, no, don't fucking do that to me. Don't do it to me. Me and Jared Wallace are just looking at each other like, no way, bro, no way. And it was a big countdown to the last card, and we were backing Blakey because me and J-Wall didn't see it at all. Like, we had no idea. So we were trusting his.
So he'd hyped it up.
As you can see, he's got 4 eyes.
Tell his poker face. He's got a terrible poker face, mate.
I do. I'm
terrible. You would be done in a game of Texas Hold'em, mate. Thank you. I want Blakey. You're playing, mate. You're playing.
I'll play blackjack. No poker this way.
Yeah, he's not on my team. He's not on my team. But he started running around, throwing his hands up, and we were just we're banking on his eyes to see that it actually was LaMelo, and then just to see the reveal, absolutely crazy. So it was low-key kicking ourselves because that would have been up on the rooftop and we were going to have drones and everything coming off and the whole production behind it. Obviously, super grateful we could get it done and we still had heaps of support and everything like that. But, if it was that original idea that we actually committed to, it would have been game over. Like, it would have just been
crazy
insane.
Content.
Yeah, so it was good
still
enough
awesome. It was still amazing. It's good. And so February next year, I know we've got our hobby hangout here in Feb as well. So we might have to make a.
I think it's the weekend before.
Weekend before or something like that.
We might have to make we could make an appearance.
Ooh, we'll make an appearance in Burley if that's the case, brother.
Yeah, we might have to make an appearance. Also, it'd be good. Just go down.
A couple of nice pubs there.
100. We got you. We'll look after you.
That's it. Get the red carpet treatment from the RipnCollect boys.
Yeah, Blakey's got
the sauce that
as
is.
soon as you boys walk through the door.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That'll be deep. I hope it's deep tissue or else.
He's got to get his elbow.
You got to verse Blakey 1-on-1, mate. Verse Blakey 1-on-1 at the door, mate.
I'll get slapped.
Lose it.
I'm shit.
What's
just
the
word of advice. Don't play Sauce 1-on-1. That's the word of advice when it comes to basketball.
Yeah, we have
terrible.
We have shoot-offs and that's it.
I can shoot a ball, but as soon as someone stands in front of me, I don't even hit net. It's all just air.
It would literally be us three playing, and Sauce can just watch. And that's just how it works. Because he's that good. He's not playing. He can get stuff. Yeah. Future of your podcast, you got the Coach Carter podcast, which is now 30 episodes in. So congrats on that, which is fantastic. It is a different format to the podcast, and you do talk cards, you talk sport, you talk real life situations and fighting. Shit, which we love. So tell us a bit about Coach Carter. It's super entertaining. I love it. Tell us about the podcast and then what is in store for the future, guests wise. You've had some guests on as well, so
for sure. So we've got literally again, the opportunity came with us moving into the shop. Once again, we got approached and said, you guys are killing it on stream, what about doing a podcast? And me and Blake, we listened to quite a few podcasts previously and still do, but we both sort of talked away from it and go, that was actually like something that I've always wanted to do. We just never knew how to do it or why. Since the opportunity presented itself, we just jumped on it. And once again, we thought it would be a good place to be able to share our experiences and not just open up cards on stream, but talk about the processes behind it, maybe share a few of our stories in between. And like the best podcasts are entertaining, man. Like, ones with good stories to it, ones that give you a bit of a laugh, give you a bit of a thrill. So we have so much shit going on in our lives that we've got plenty to talk about and plenty of funny things happening or hectic things happening. So we started off doing 2 podcasts a week, and I'd love to do that, but at the moment it's just time. At the moment we can't get around to getting us both in the studio twice a week, but we've sort of combined them. But originally we had one episode a week where it was cardboard and one episode a week where it was about sports and culture and everything like that. So we sort of just ended up combining them both together at the moment, but it's still a laid back format. And like it's completely off the cuff. Like we've got a few talking points written down, but we hardly stick to them.
It's winging it most of the time.
Yeah. And you know, we were really grateful as well at the very beginning to have the opportunity to jump on with YKTR and Isaac John, Ice, as some would know. He put up a story or a post one day and said he's going to be jumping on a couple of podcasts, and I got sent it from one of my boys, and he's like, oh, you know, this might be you or whatever. And usually, like, once again, we talk about these opportunities where, you know, it's a split-second decision. Either you go for it or you don't. And, you know, there's been times like that where you know, we take that opportunity and it pays off. And this, because I was thinking, you know, we're far from a chat with someone like the likes of Ice. You know, we're only one podcast in or two episodes in. We've only got 100 followers or whatever it might be, but we shot our shot and it came through. And you know, I remember the message coming through from Jackson and on the mail saying that they were going to be on it, and I almost cried. Like I'm not no shit about it. I was so
Benny
happy.
Fangirls over everyone.
Yeah, because again, the background behind it, I've been following YKTR longer than I've been following cards. So to be on a podcast speaking to my idol and someone that I look up to was just a dream come true. And then came to the actual chat, and I shat myself. I shat the bed. I was so scared.
He was shitting himself. He's trying to get me to take over. I'm like, mate, I can't even talk in front of a crowd of 5. Like, I'm not talking to someone like that. I didn't know what to say.
So we started off with him, and then just along the ways as well. Blake's got a bit of a Muay Thai background. These days he'll just lick you to death. But back if you met him 5-6 years ago, he would have kicked your head off.
I'm gentle.
He's soft as butter these days, but probably a little bit too soft, to be honest. But he's
trying to get me to be a stand-up man in security, and it's I'm far from that.
And excuse my French.
He's got the safest breaking hands in the business, mate.
You must have seen,
mate. We hit 3.8 on the Richter scale every time he breaks. Like, it's insane. Everybody's like, what's going on? And I'm like, nothing. Like, he's pulling base cards.
The funny thing is, though, they all want me to break. And it's like, why?
Yeah, so we've just introduced a new option on our website that when you buy product, you can actually customize your break. So we'll go live once a week for all the product that's bought. And if they choose, obviously, we can send it to them. They can open it themselves. Or they can choose to have a customized break where they can have Shaky Blakey. They can have myself if they want a little bit more of a professional touch, and they can also have the option because we'll announce it. We've announced it on the latest podcast, but we'll also we haven't officially announced it, but we've actually signed Jared Wallace as a RipnCollect sports ambassador. So
awesome.
So he's going to also be doing breaks once a week as well. So any fans that want to have him opening the product, he's actually a really cruisy guy too. He's really, really funny, really cool.
Ooh.
So
small fella, bit soft.
Blakey loves him, but
I hope he is.
He's supposed to be.
Don't worry, I'll tag him in it.
We'll tag him in it, mate. We've not jotted his name down, mate.
Me and Jared Wallace have a bit of a love-hate relationship.
Did you see their ice bar? They had an ice bar.
I did. Together. He's an absolute unit, mate. He's small,
Hey, he might be a unit, but I'm not. Hey, he might be a unit.
Ice bath.
Don't
tag him.
Yeah, I'll tag him. I'm 100% tagging him because the next thing I don't want no more ice bars. I want the gloves on. I want to see you two punching on. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. You'll see something even better. He's going to do a run it straight challenge. So he's got to carry the ball under his arm and run it as hard as he can at Jared Wallace, and he's going to get snapped.
Okay. Yep.
I've taken out insurance.
I wish you all the best, Blakey, on that one.
You'll probably need a couple of weeks off, but
that's what I'm doing it for the holiday.
But
for the holiday,
he's going
to put him in a break before he gets hit, so save him from the whiplash.
Yeah.
I want to put on some NFL gear.
Yeah, so I think we'll need to fully pad him up, because
I genuinely don't think that's going to save you.
I'm
sorry,
fragile these days, and I think he's seriously going to do some damage. So it was I brought it up to him, and I wanted to do it, and then I thought about the logistics of it, and I was like, hang on, he's a front rower for the NRL.
He doesn't think about things before he says it, and he commits to things. Like, that's how he ended up with a Bucks tattoo on his quad.
I love it.
Yeah,
because he backs himself. He's confident as anything.
Give me the tattoo every day of the week over a front row running straight.
Yeah. Well, I hold him accountable as well. That's the other thing.
I know you do. You hold him accountable in person, and then you put it on the podcast as well. So then the rest of the people that are listening also hold him accountable. It's like, oh, come on, Blake,
stitching me up.
Of course.
Yeah, I love it.
So we started. Sorry, where I was going out with that is that Blakey knows a few, a lot of guys here on the Gold Coast that have actually done really well for themselves in the fighting world, and also business world too. Our lives, we meet all different people with all walks of kind. So, we just started to reach out to a few of the blokes that we know, a few guys that have showed interest into the into the cards that we're doing. So we've got a really exciting lineup coming up over the next couple of weeks as well. We've also got Corey Mostrin. So he runs the Queensland Rugby League wheelchair community. So he runs the whole league up here, and we're going to be having him on. They do competitions, bridging the difference between able bodies and disabled bodies. So they have a competition where, able bodies can go and play in wheelchairs against them, and they have a whole comp with that. So same thing, he's going to be on the podcast very soon. Just lots of cool, different stuff, man. Like we're going to stick to the similar format of what we've got, but just have lots more interesting people on. And we've had Cherry Collectibles on. Who else we had? We just had Jared Wallace on last week and announced him as the ambassador, and we talk about the last game that they played of the season and everything like that as well. So, it's
good, mate.
That's good.
It's one of the best things that probably could have happened to your early days with Ice. Saying yes, he'll come on the podcast, because it probably just taught you from early on that you can, you just got to throw the hook out there, and they can latch on and say yes, and if not, you move on to the next day. That's been us many times, and we've had people don't believe, we get these guests on. I'm like, well, how do you get them on? I'll say, well, we just DM them on Instagram, mate, and we ask.
If you don't ask, you never know.
Yeah. Well, the worst thing they can say is no,
which is where you're at anyway.
And exactly, it doesn't matter. Next person. So
exactly right. That's exactly right.
We'll get them one day.
One day.
You will get them one day. Don't worry. The people probably don't know our ultimate goal. We'll reveal that eventually. Our ultimate goal and who we want to get on the show. I think we might have mentioned it.
You can't give us something like that and not tell us.
Nah, we got the connection. We got a couple connections, but hopefully,
we're working on it.
Nah.
Influencer.
No, well, funnily enough, like we tell a lot of people when we had Buster on, like Buster Shirt came on from Hoops Nation. He's like the CEO of Hoops Nation and stuff. And he came on really early days too on the podcast. And we tell people, we interviewed him, and people are blown away. They're just like, oh my God, you had him on. Oh, and it's just like, how did you get him? And like Saul said, we just sent him a message. Mind you, he says, I'm coming on. And Sauce and I go, is he actually going to come on? And then he rocks up in a StreamYard and he's there, and it's just like, oh, what's going on? He's like, hey, how you going, boys? And thanks for asking me to come on. And the rest is history. So it's just ask and you'll receive sometimes. Not all the time, but most of the time. The people in this hobby are really great, and they love talking sport or love talking cards, and they will do the solid for the community and come on as well and have a chat.
Definitely. Just quickly, boys, how did you guys meet? How did you guys meet? That's what I want to know. How did you guys start this up?
We went to kindergarten together.
Oh, wow.
We've known each other our whole entire life. We went to kindergarten together, primary school together. We went to high school together. Went to uni together.
Have you got matching tattoos?
No. I'm surprised you haven't.
People just think we're brothers.
Yeah, literally. We've had that before.
That's awesome.
Funnily enough, we always wanted to do this in high school. Nothing ever eventuated. Not for anything. The technology wasn't really around like it is today. I don't know how we would have done it. But uni, we also said, we should do it. And then it just got to COVID last year. And then when we went into lockdown here in Victoria, and we just said, fuck it, why don't we just do it now? Like, we got time. Like, we'll work during the day, and then when we got time all afternoon, it's like we can leave our home and go see each other. So we started up, and same thing. And Source always tells a story where like we started it and we had like initially it was like 4 plays in a week, and we have like 1 view on our YouTube channel, and it was like that for so long, so long. But we kept putting out the content because we enjoyed doing it, and we always talk about sport, and it's just like, oh, we can just do it on a public forum. And we just continued. And then we're like, oh, we should try and get some guests and this and that. And then it eventuates, and a lot of stuff's happened now. And we've got multiple podcasts now, and it's good fun. But it's
how many episodes do you boys go per week?
So 1 on our Double Coverage podcast.
Yep.
Crunch Time, there's 1, and then Soccer Card Collective, there's 1 a week. So there's about 3 a week, 3 different ones that drop.
Solid. Yeah.
So 3 that come out on the network, Coverage.Media.
So Monday, Wednesday, Saturday is when they drop. And then we also do watch parties, and we'll watch a soccer game, and a lot of people jump on. Anyone can jump on those. Like we've put that out before. Anyone can jump. It's not just anyone that has been on like a Double Coverage podcast. Like anyone can jump on. Yeah, we do Off the Grid as well, where we watch the F1 races, and that's actually a podcast. Wow. It's good fun. Like we do it. We find the time. The time. If you really enjoy doing something, you'll find the time. Yeah, you might not be able to. Like we can only put 1 out a week in terms of like the Double Coverage podcast, but we find the time week in, week out just to do that. And one of the best pieces of advice, we love to give him a shout out, is Big Boy Movement _805 from Oxnard in California. We interviewed him, and he said to us, he goes, whatever happens to you during the week, whether you're busy with work, even if you're not feeling the best, he goes, if you don't have to do it on a Wednesday, he goes, you find any other day in that week and you drop a podcast every week. Yeah. No matter what, at all. In also any circumstance, it has to be 1 a week, and you have to show consistency. And we literally have taken that to the bank, and I don't think we've missed 1 week, to be honest. So
that's awesome, boys.
Yeah. So that's just advice for people out there. Thank you very much. Thank you.
100. That reminds me as well. Like we used to do like we haven't done one for a while, but we've got to go back to it. Is that we were doing cardboard companions. So we were sitting back and we were watching like other breaks and commenting on other breaks as well. So it's just, again, like you said, there's always different ideas out there. It doesn't have to be a normal podcast or talking but like everything. It can just literally be like Blake and I. We just talk shit.
Yeah, you just go on there, have some fun. That's literally what it's like. It's like you're talking with your mates, so it's
exactly
fun. Yeah. Couple last ones before we do finish up. Just about your content creation. I just wanted to touch on that. It is amazing.
Thank you, bro.
He
does
really
it all?
takes pride in his content creation and his production value, as you mentioned before. And he was talking about his breaks. He likes the good production value on his breaks.
Very good.
He's probably viewed old Blunt, who was probably one of the first really giving good production value.
Definitely.
On breaks.
Shout out to Blunt, because he showed me how to do a lot of the production stuff too. So shout out to Jamie.
So shout out Jamie. I think his name is.
Yeah.
So he's a good bloke, and he has good production value. So and as you spoke on it, people are paying good money for these breaks. So to put it does become a bit of a theatrics things behind it, entertainment. I've experienced that myself. I've dabbled in a little bit of breaking. It's not for me. I can't be bothered with the whole sourcing of product and that whole supply chain. But I did do a few breaks, and you can see how you got to make the effort to put a good production in and things like that. But yeah, it's who creates all your content. I'm guessing it's not Blakey.
You should see me on.
You wouldn't know if you spoke to him though. He claims it all the time.
Well, if we want to speak technical terms, I own RipnCollect, and Benny's my little side bitch. So
he wishes.
So I'm the boss. So I delegate jobs, and Benny is the content creator.
Like that's the first time I've heard that one.
And I sit back and I just manage the boys. So. The boys do the work, and I make sure they're doing it.
He gives me the ideas and the creativity, and he goes, "I want it looking like this," and I just make it the best.
Well, all the videos you see of me doing some dumb stuff, it's this fella who goes, "Oh, it'd be funny if you did this, Blake," and I'm like, "Well, I just look like an idiot." But
half the time, I don't ask him; he's just doing dumb shit all the time. So I'm like, "Boom, perfect for the story." But going back to No, sorry.
I'm literally just going to share the screen. Sorry for people that are listening to this. If you want to catch it, definitely jump on.
Oh yeah. That was in
YouTube.
store today.
Yeah,
Very nice. I'll just while you talk about, I'll just run through some stuff.
Yeah, legend.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, I've sort of just made. I've got I don't even know how I started. Probably too much time on my phone. Believe it or not, I do all of this on my phone. So I do the videos, I do the photo editing, I do all of that sort of stuff. Pretty much through Canva art, and like. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself quite a bit, and not obviously, but like it goes back to the enjoyment and the fun of it. Like I've always believed that there's more to cards, there's more to it than just the piece of cardboard. So it's a whole artwork thing for me. Obviously, I started off like, and you'll see it down the, if you scroll down the Instagram page as well, you'll probably see some of the earlier stuff that I did, and it probably wasn't the same. It probably wasn't as bright and colorful as what it is, but it's all trial and error. I've got no social media experience. I've got no experience in bloody marketing or anything like that. As we mentioned quite a few times.
You know how to search stuff up on YouTube, mate, and that's
Bro, I'm telling you, it was literally it's just like an hour of sitting down and playing with shit and seeing what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good.
Yeah, there was like you said, a couple of tutorial videos, but other than that, it's just been experience, and like you spend enough time doing it.
Canva's a great platform.
Canva's
a great platform to do stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
there's the legend. There's a legend.
Yeah, so that photo comes from we did a break battle with Clutch Collectibles, another crew here on the coast, and it was a break battle. We won the break battle, and we took the whole theme of the NBA championship. So we had ski goggles, cigars. We had champagne. We were spraying it and everything like that. So, excuse me, it's that beer coming down. So yeah, we got photo shoot and everything done of that, and I've ran with that as much as I can. It's a perfect photo of Blake with a big cigar.
It's good. You know what? One thing that sticks out.
You don't want to try too hard.
It all comes back to having fun, and whether that means taking the mickey out of yourself a little bit, having a laugh at the end of the day, which is good.
I was doing up Christmas cards this week, man. I was wetting myself. Like the stuff that I was putting up, like
it's not getting posted.
It makes it look a bit. To post it, he wouldn't let me because it was so
looks R-rated.
Yeah, they are.
That's in shop only. If you come in shop, you can see the good.
I'll show you in person.
That's it.
After the recording.
But he is good at what he does. He spends a lot of time editing these photos.
Thanks,
and
I'm glad you appreciate it.
It's the first time I've said it, so
nah, I'm joking.
I just wanted it to be on record, so no one says I doesn't give him any praise for what he does.
And that's the other thing too. Is like I get so much feedback from it too. You get people coming into the shop, people online just going, "Oh my god, your photos are so different." And once like I don't really see that on many other people's pages of that. So it's just it's a point of difference. It's gotten me a lot faster, and I've got a section where I can keep playing around with it, but it still takes a lot of time. Like you still got to source.
You do that on your phone. Have you ever tried to go on laptop or computer version?
I haven't given enough time I haven't given enough time. I've tried the basic stuff, but it probably takes me anywhere from, it can be as quick as 5 to 15. Like that one took me 5 minutes to make. It can take me sometimes 20 minutes to make. The time that it's not that long to actually do, but I do obviously multiple of them. And when I'm not doing those, I'm also just trying to get creative with how else I can work around it. But the more you do, the better you get at it, and the more you can find out and play around with and go, oh, that works, and oh, what if I add this and that, and just little details make the biggest difference too, man. And it's actually I really want to look at getting into some NFT style stuff next year. Obviously, you can see that I've got a little bit of a digital art.
Where do you get those little people down the bottom, like the animated character? Do you just find that somewhere?
Mate, yes, usually I just search for them. Yeah, usually I just search them up, bro. I've got a few guys that I follow on pages that I can ask. But a lot of the times, I'll use I can also create them myself. Like I can get an image and make it look cartoon. Once again, just hours of research and trying to find out what works. Yeah. So
No, it is fantastic.
I did this one up. I don't know if you boys have seen the latest wall piece as well. We've got a big full screen or something. But we got a big Kamehameha with RipnCollect coming through. Obviously a bit of Brady, bit of Conor McGregor too.
Bit of me and Brady.
There we go. Bit of Dragon Ball. So once again, we're hoping it would sort of. I thought they would set up the camera so it would cover the whole screen. But on our streams, that's the background, and we've just added that in, and I'm so in love with it. So, but like the beautiful thing is as well, like it's going to be constantly changing. We're going to get this type of stuff up all over the walls here in the shop. So at the moment, it's just a blank canvas. And the boys have given me free reins, and you guys have seen some of the artwork and stuff.
It's worrying. So, yeah, I'm a bit worried.
A little bit worried. Yeah, coming in, there's just shit everywhere. But it's going to be really fun.
Yeah,
we've obviously got the basketball court. We're thinking about doing like a stadium backdrop 3D version, so it looks like you're actually in a stadium, and just so much cool shit going around. So yeah.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Honestly, keep up the great work with this stuff. It is.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job. Last one about RipnCollect, the future of the store. What's the plans? More trade shows, more big events?
Definitely. So we host trade shows. Definitely. So we host trade shows once a month. We throw on events in between as well. We're actually having a Christmas trade day. So we're going to have bouncy castle outside. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have a Mr. Whippy van. We might source some entertainment or whatnot as well. But once again, we're going to put that on for all the kids. So not just kids either. Obviously, this big kid is going to be one of them. But we're going to have that's sort of going to be for everyone. And then we've also got like a VIP Christmas party as well for all the guys that have been with us throughout the year. We're going to do like a bit of a pub crawl dress up as well. So, just lots of fun little gimmicks like that. Those are the sort of events and everything that's going on. And then in store for like RipnCollect, like we want to branch out. We want to franchise out and hopefully get a few of these, because we get so many messages from people all over Australia going, oh my God, once the borders open, I'm getting there. Or if you guys weren't so far away, we could come there. Like I'd love to check it out. So if we could, take this shop and just put it somewhere else, that's sort of in the near future too. But just for the meantime, we're actually, I think we can announce that
we've got at the moment we're actually branching into a few of the barbershops on the Gold Coast and putting pop-up stores in the barbershops.
Yeah, so we got in Mudgeeraba and Miami, we've got a couple of barbershops that we're going to have RipnCollect pop-ups. So when blokes getting their hair or females are getting their haircuts, they can show some interest or at least look at cards and have a talking point and go, oh well, you know what? There's actually a proper shop here on the Gold Coast. So
I like this.
It's just there's a couple of little things like that.
So I'm telling you, these two blokes, they're taking over. I love it. I genuinely love it. The shit is different. That's the whole point of it. It's entertaining. You're engaging people in the community through entertainment, through socializing, just making it a talking point. Like you said, the barbershop is a perfect location. Make it a talking point. Make cards a talking point. Product a talking point. Make RipnCollect a talking point when you're getting your hair cut at a barbershop. So fantastic stuff on that. And like I said, completely wish you all the best. It's going to be sick.
Absolute legends. Thank you.
But the last two before we do finish up. Easy. All right. We asked this to every single guest that has ever come on to a podcast that has done a special podcast with us. So the two questions are a favorite an underrated card set, or a product in the hobby from both of you.
Underrated card.
Okay, so I'll
you were thinking about this.
It can be anything. Like that's why we said card set,
underrated.
Product. What you think, something, it might be left field or just something that, maybe not many people collect, or just something that you like personally. So,
well, I'm going to say Dragon Ball Super. I think that whole set or everything Dragon Ball related is quite underrated at the moment.
Yeah, it's sleeping here in Australia. Like you can see the potential for it to absolutely blow up.
That is definitely my little smoking card.
I could definitely agree with that. Also, jump on board with the heroes, as I mentioned. I've got a love for the heroes, and same thing. There's still potential for them to really go up in value. I think that in terms of sets, I think the Genesis set can be quite underrated too. It's obviously like a case hit. It's a case hit variant, and I feel like a lot of people go for like blank slates and kabooms and those ones, so they're not necessarily underrated. So yeah, I'd go more for like the Genesis. I'm starting to collect the Genesis. I've got about 10 to 15 of them so far, and also like I'm a sucker, as mentioned, for shiny things. So
it's like a crow.
Even so
shiny.
much as like premium hoops, like as a set. So all the way down to golds and silvers and reds and blues, everything like that, because it's a prism card. It's obviously like a little bit higher end, and you can get some
thicker stock.
and it looks a little bit more than just obviously like a base version of the hoops. I wouldn't say that's underrated. I say it's overrated, but the premium version is quite comparable with the actual base version. So I think that's underrated because you can get some really nice cards, and if you get them all in slabs or one touches, they look more than a card. They look more than just that. If you look at a raw version as opposed to something in a case, it feels like more. So I think it's only because I've seen a couple of Prism sets in person that I've started to appreciate the color rainbows a lot more than I used to. And obviously with premium hoops, it's a cheaper end of a product. So if people want to start collecting sets, it's probably a cheaper end where it's nice and shiny. It looks a little bit more higher end. But yeah, so that's probably what I would go with.
Perfect. And lucky last, the favorite card in both of your collections.
Yeah, we'd have to say it's the Luca.
Oh yeah, that's yours. I've got mine.
Okay. Oh, fuck. All right. So, we actually share the card. So the one that I'm talking about. So it's Luca Luminance, graded 9.5, and it is a rookie to 10. So it's a gold Luminance, BGS 9.5. We pulled that in a break. So we entered a break in half of the spot price and pulled that bad boy raw and sent it off to grading, come back 9.5. And yeah, I'd have to always fall back on that. It doesn't get much bigger and better than a Luca Gold to 10.
Mine would be the old Giannis Prestige Rookie Auto.
Nice.
So that was my first Giannis Rookie Auto I got. I traded a LaMelo Ball on card Immaculate Collegiate Auto to 32 for it. So it was just a straight swap. LaMelo's in his Illawarra jersey, so I don't even like LaMelo, so it was nothing to me. I just wanted Giannis. So.
He didn't even know where Illawarra was, why he was wearing that.
He's wait till he gets
any chance he gets.
He thought, no, I got to say this, like in terms of geography, this bloke's shocking. He thought Tasmania was overseas.
I was speaking technical terms.
He was asking if Tasmanians had to pay international shipping because it's overseas.
It was a G question.
And he said, technically, it's overseas.
I asked if you could drive there, and he said no.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah, I get where he's coming from.
And that's what I was saying. I was like,
you can drive to the bars and catch the bars across,
else.
and you don't get it if you really want to be technical.
I love it. I love it.
This is great.
I love it.
A little bit off.
Beauty.
But we're known for it.
But thank you so much, boys, for jumping on. We really do appreciate it. We appreciate you jumping on on this series as well and giving up your time. So, lucky last, where can we find you on socials? We'll tag you in everything in descriptions, in the bio. So everyone that's listening and watching, you can find all the info there. But Blakey, Benny, where can we find you?
You've practiced this speech about 5,000 times.
There
you
laid
out. Laid out the way you practice in the mirror.
Geez, you're looking good today.
That's not it.
That's what I usually say in the mirror.
Go on.
Nah. So guys, you can find us at we've got our website, which is www.RipnCollect.com, or on Facebook or any social media platform. Really, we're on TikTok, Instagram. Blakey's got OnlyFans, Snapchat. No, but yeah, we're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. RipnCollect, one word, RipnCollect. And yeah, our website, RipnCollect.com. We've got all of our stock on there. We've got cards, we've got singles, we've got packs, we've got accessories, we've got
Brakes.
memorabilia, brakes, of course. All of the above, all the hobby needs is a one-stop shop, baby. And then also our Coach Carter podcast as well, guys. Would love if you guys could show the love over there. So that's again on Instagram. So it's Coach Carter with a D. So I'm not going to spell that out. I can't. But Coach Carter _ podcast is our plug on Instagram. It's just Coach Carter podcast on Facebook. We're available on Spotify under the same name as well. And once again, we release weekly episodes through that. So just wanted to say as well.
Will be in the description, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry about that. So if you didn't catch it there, it will head down to the description box and you'll find all that there where you can find the fellas.
Thank you for the plug, boys. We appreciate that, man. And
boys are legends.
Absolutely. We can't thank you guys enough for having us on today. Blakey was really nervous coming on, so I think we'll get off this. He goes, that was all right, wasn't it?
I was literally going to say that. So.
Yeah, but we've had an absolute ball on here, boys. We'll have to do it again soon.
Definitely. Thank you so much once again from us.
Anytime.
I'll sign it out. It's been myself with the great man Sauce, Blakey, and Benny from RipnCollect. Keep living, loving, and
Can you give us a little rip before we go?
Don't worry, I will keep living, loving, and breathing sport. It's double coverage. Let it rip.
Let's
go, boys.
And peace.
Yeah. Legends.
See you, boys.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double curve.